Thing you need to know to start a local service business. The first thing you need to understand is any local service business has four main inputs that give them output, which is money, which is being able to get money. Four main inputs. The first one that you need to figure out is your area of business, your AOB. This is the first thing you need to figure out. Also, people call it their service area. Where do you want your business to service? You don't want to just market to the whole United States, and you also don't want to just service, like my hometown only has like 10 or 12,000 people in it, one red light. Not a good service area, not a lot of money there. Choose your service area, make a center point, and be like, maybe you want to do within an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours of your house. Choose your service area and make sure there's enough people to market to be able to bring in money. If there's not enough people, I'm sorry, you're probably going to have to travel to like a metropolitan area or an area that has more people than where you are if you're just in the middle of nowhere on a farm. You know what I'm saying? The second input that service businesses need is volume. What really matters for volume is how many ads, how many impressions are you getting compared to the population of your AOB. So if there is 1 million people, are you putting out 5,000 flyers minimum a month in select areas of your service area that have maybe higher income? How many yard signs are you putting out a day or a month or a week? How many impressions are you putting out relative to the population to bring in volume for your business? I'm sorry, but if you are only getting one job a month, that's not enough. You need some volume. Now, you don't want to cheap out and get every single little job for, you might make 25 bucks, obviously, but you need some type of lead volume to bring in the money volume. The next thing is exposure. That's the next input. How many people are seeing what you're doing? But if you're just starting or you haven't posted to your friends and family that you're going to be doing this, like lawn care, pressure washing, nobody knows who you are, that you're even offering the service, or what you're even doing, okay? Who and how many volume, remember, are seeing what you're doing? Are you posting Facebook videos and time lapses, pictures before and after? You need exposure. Get your name out there, put yourself out there, let people know, get some volume by getting exposure. The next and probably most important input of our four inputs for local service business is review-based marketing. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but since Amazon's been a thing, review-based marketing is people need to do business with people. Like, this is in their psyche. They do business with people they know, like, and trust. And if they don't know you or don't trust you, obviously they don't like you, they ain't gonna do business. But if they don't know you, they're gonna see other people's testimonies. And if they see a lot, they're gonna be like, okay, these people are trustworthy. Let's give them a call, let's give them a chance. Review-based marketing. You need to be messaging, calling your family and friends, even though you might not have done work for them, and have them leave a review. You need it, okay? This is one of the four major inputs of service-based businesses to even get off the ground. And if you don't have enough friends and family, maybe you don't know nobody, go out and you need to be knocking doors. And even if it's free is a very touchy word. I'm sure you guys have probably seen, like on TikTok or YouTube, like SB Mowing, SB Pressure Washing. He does stuff for free in exchange for reviews. But you should get your first 15 reviews, even if that means working for free, because that'll get you top 20 in the Map Pack, which you need to be.
The very first step that you need to do is you do not need to file for an LLC. The biggest mistake when starting a business venture is they immediately go contact a lawyer to file an LLC or get online and file an LLC. That is the biggest mistake you can possibly do. You need to first make sure it's going to be a thing and works, okay? And is going to happen. Because if you file an LLC, guess what? You have to file and pay money to get it destroyed, okay, once you're not doing it. The very first thing that you need to be doing is making a Google business profile. No, you do not have to have a business license. No, you do not have to have an LLC to do so. All right, so here we are at www.google.com/business. So what we're going to do right now is yours will say make a business. Basically, once you click, yours will not say manage. This is where I'm logged in. Yours will say register your business. And once you do that, you're going to go here. Now, once you're here, you'll just put in your business name, business category. Basically, you go through these steps. Let's just say pressure washing pros. Okay. Pressure washing service. Make sure you pick, if you're in pressure washing, do that one. Okay, we're going to go next. Do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? Now, where you're in the service-based business, unless you already have rented and leased a building, you're not going to have this. So no. We're going to put select your main areas of service. Let's say we're in Nashville, Tennessee. Click. And you would add cities that you would service, like Nashville, let's say Knoxville. Let's say we go from west to east Tennessee. Like our service area is huge, right? It obviously wouldn't be. Next, you would put in a phone number that people would contact. Now, you can use your personal phone number, and I believe you can change this in the future, but I would recommend honestly going and getting a prepaid number that you only use specifically for your business. Because if you're answering the phone, like somebody calls you, because I did this mistake. You know, this is my personal phone. It might be my dad or mom calling me from a number that I don't have them on here for, right? Or my woman. So I would answer and go, hello. And they would go, hey, do you offer pressure washing? It sounds so unprofessional. I'm telling you. Get you another phone. If your women don't like it, oh well, toss them. Get you another phone, prepaid phone. Doesn't have to be fancy, just something you can take calls on. Get a local number, and then when you answer it, you need to be coming up with, and this is obviously later down the line, not appropriate to this video, but I want to tell you this. Come up with a decent opening line like, hey, this is Pressure Washing Pros of Nashville. How can I help you? And then they'll be like, hey, yeah, we need our gutters cleaned. Immediately, they trust you more than just some guy going, hello? Oh, yeah, we offer pressure washing. Can I help you? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? So, little nugget there. This address is going to ask you for your mailing address. And this is how they're going to verify that you're actually doing this. You're a real person. Okay. This address will not be open to the public. People seeing your business will not see this address. Okay. Do not use post office box. It says right here. You're going to put your street address, city, and state, and zip code. And what this does is this will verify that you are a real business. I'm going to click verify later, but they will send you something in the mail. Usually takes 5 to 10 days, typical mail stuff. And then it'll tell you to go to a website, enter in the code on the mail that gets you verified and able to be shown on the map pack after you get so many reviews. Okay. Now, adding your services. Obviously, you're going to add everything and anything that you do. If you window clean, roof clean, soft wash cleaning, all the things. Okay. You want to add your services. You're going to pick your office hours. Now, this is very important because Google is implementing, this is a thing now, they're implementing an answer call rate because they realize that a lot of pressure washing companies, specifically in my industry anyway, do not pick up the phone. And this is true for all local service businesses. If you're going to have your name and number on here and have open 24 hours, you better be ready to wake up to a third shifter at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, answer your phone professionally, and be ready to get a client. Okay. Put in hours that you will accept calls from. Okay. Very important because they have a system now that shows your answer rate. If you miss a call, it will go against you now. Okay. I had to learn this the hard way because I was on jobs, couldn't hear my phone doing stuff. I'd get back to the truck. Now I've been keeping my phone on me or wearing an earbud. I'm still answering my own phone. I'm not using an answering service. If you're going to be open 24 hours, use an answering service. I'm not affiliated with any of them. You just do a simple Google search. But it basically dropped my answer rate. There is an answer rate now for local businesses. All right, I'm going to skip this. You can accept messaging. You're going to add a business description. Do not skip it. You're going to add photos, which is very important. And we're going to skip the running Google ads. We're going to skip this. It says your edits will be visible once public. Okay. Now that is basically how you make a Google business profile. You can see here it's done. You just have to verify it by putting in your address and waiting for the piece of mail. That's done. That's it. Step by step, that fast. Hopefully the video is not going to be too freaking long. All right, next step. And I want to tell you why we're doing Google before we even think about filing an LLC is this is the lifeblood of your business, okay? This is the lifeblood of the business. You can go a long time before becoming an official business, if you will, an official LLC. What I see most often is people that think that they need an LLC first are just they're procrastinating, okay? And they'll stay there for 5 to 6 months before they even do anything. They might have $1 million business idea that there might only be 3 people in their area that they could easily make $1 million doing, but they're like, you'll go back to them 5 months later and they'll be like, oh yeah, man, I'm still trying to file my LLC. There's always an excuse. They're procrastinating. They're not serious. If you're serious, you need to get feet on the ground, cleaning stuff, mowing stuff. You need to get going. Your first and only job is to get a paying client. That's your first and only job. You need to make $1. All right, so after we've set up the Google Business Profile, now we're going to set up a Yelp page. Now, yes, believe it or not, people use Yelp a lot, especially the older generations of people. They are constantly on Yelp. I've never used Yelp. I'll never use Yelp. I use Google. But there are older ladies and gentlemen that use Yelp. So you want to be there. Remember, you need to be everywhere. Now, Yelp is another really good place to be for your service business because people actually search there for services. This also gives Google more reference points that you are an actual business with, which they'll also need, even if you verify via the piece of mail, but they will also check other places for your business name. Make sure you keep them the same, that those are reference points that, yeah, you are a real thing, and they will push you to people. And if you don't do this, if you only register for Google and nothing else, odds are after about a month, it will immediately get suspended. I'm just going to tell you up front right now. You need to do these steps. So make sure you're doing this. Hopefully you're doing it as you're following along, maybe pausing and then continuing. But yeah, we'll go from here. Now, being on Yelp and Google will both put you on the map. And if you did nothing else that we talk about in the entire rest of the video, you will still get customers from here. Here is basically where you want to go. Yelp. It's biz.yelp.com/claim. Hello, let's start with your business name. You type in your business name. Pressure Washing Pros, whatever. Continue. Yep. So it'll let us add it if it didn't find it on Google. It looks at Google first. Now you put in your business email address. I'm not going to put anything here. Basically, you follow the steps. Okay. It's not difficult. I'm not getting spammed by Yelp to go through this with you unless you absolutely want me to. Then we can talk about one-on-one stuff and I could help you with this stuff. But yeah, follow the steps. Go to Yelp. Go to the link. Get your business on Google first, then Yelp, and get this started, get it rolling for the older gens. So here is a list after Yelp because I don't want to go over every single little place to go. The very first place after Google and Yelp is Facebook. I mean, you have to have a Facebook business page at this point, right? The next place after that is Angie's List. It used to be okay. Do not buy their ads, but I think you can register your business there. Still to this day, it has changed. Back then you could. Amazon Home Services. Now, this one, I feel like it's going to be huge. It's not in every area yet. It's not in my area yet. But if it's in your area, you need to look this up. Go to Amazon Home Services. Search that on Google. It'll take you right to it. Next place is Craigslist. You want to be posting on Craigslist. Now, for Craigslist, to post an ad, it is $5 a post. And I have this wrote down. Basically, it is $5 a post. You want to add a minimum of 3 to 5 before and after pictures to your Craigslist post. And by the 4th day, usually it gets posted to the second page of gigs and services. But you want to make sure that you are there as well, even if you just make one post for $5. Believe it or not, people still use Craigslist. Next place is going to be Home Advisor, which I think has became Angie's. I'm not sure about this. This is just places that I've registered in the past that you want to be everywhere. Next thing is Nextdoor app. You have to be here now. This is a requirement. Make free organic postings, and you will actually get a ton of business from Nextdoor in your little Nextdoor area because people know, like, and trust people. Once you start doing business for people that are on Nextdoor, they will recommend you to other people in Nextdoor and you'll get a lot of business. Okay, for free. Bing Places for Business, Bloomcase, YellowPages.com, and Manta. People still use YellowPages.com. People still use Bing Places for Business. Not as much as Google and Yelp and Facebook, but people do use all of these apps. Make sure you go there. If they're no longer a thing, let me know. I have to remove them from the list. But these are the top 10 places after Google and Yelp to be. The idea of being at all these different places with your business name being the same is it gives you more reference points for not only Google, but for the customer that is searching for your services as well. You need to be everywhere. You need to be everywhere. Bottom line, there's no shortcutting it. Amazon Home Services, again, is a sleeper platform, but once it's in every area, I have a feeling that Amazon Home Services platform will be competing with Google and Facebook for sure. I mean, it's Amazon. They're going to put money into it. You know what I mean? All right. So the next place we're going to go is obviously Facebook. It was number 3 on the list. You're going to go to create a page. You're going to be logged into your personal and you're going to create the business page under that. Now, I'm not going to go through all these steps: page name, category, bio. Make sure you put in a bio. Make sure the name matches the name on Google. This is where you're going to be posting your before and afters. You can share them to your personal page. Make sure you invite your whole friends list to like this page. You have to be on Facebook. I'm sorry if you don't trust Facebook, if you don't like Facebook. You need to be there. You got to be everywhere. Now, once a week, you'll want to be posting an update about the business, whether you're building equipment for your business, whether you're doing jobs, whether you're out putting out flyers. You can take a picture and be like, out throwing flyers out knocking doors. If I see you, I see you, whatever. That'll entice people to like your content, share your content, and all that good stuff. A sleeper thing, and you can do this with your business profile or you can do this with your personal profile. I do it with my personal profile because it builds a little bit more trust. Like, it's not just a spam business page. And a lot of Facebook groups won't allow you to join with a Facebook business page. But I join these neighborhood groups. I join these buy, sell, trade groups. I join these news groups, anywhere, business groups, real estate groups in my area. Join all these free groups. And obviously, you don't want to get in there and spam. But you can go in there, and I've landed many jobs this way. Post once a week. A lot of groups do have rules, like only post promotional posts on Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, what have you. So you want to make sure to have a posting schedule for that on those specific days so you don't get booted out of the group. Now, a big secret, I would say, for Facebook groups is going to these groups and be like if it's a local group that has like 20,000 people in it, you need a badge. When you first join, it's going to say you're new there. It'll say new to the group or whatever. You need to go in there and start conversation. And a good way to make a viral-ish post within that Facebook group is to say something like, hey guys, what's something you wish Nashville had that it doesn't already? You know what I mean? You just need to start some kind of discussion, and hopefully it reaches like 40 comments or something. You don't have to reply to none of them if you don't want to. I went down through there. I made one post one time in a group. I had just joined, and I said, hey, I said exactly that. It got up to like 150 comments like that. I was like, oh crap. And it gave me a little badge that said top contributor. Very, very important, by